Okay, so I'm just going to document some super impossible, super crazy stuff. This is some of my artwork. This is a fence I put in. It just shows a silhouette, a shadow, and it's rusted. Like, because in the end, the love of many will wax cold. Like everyone's love is turned to rust. But it shows a resurrection coming up. And it's got doves flying away. And then there's that would be like the negative imagery of it right there. Anyway, so I put that up a while back. And then I was told specifically to put this fountain in a while back. And I thought it was really wild. I was like, put this fountain in. I didn't know why, but specifically this fountain. I think it's pretty cool because it lines up with the middle het symbol on the house. And this house has 1, 2, 3 het symbols. And they're in the same orientation as the crosses at Calvary, with Christ, the fountain of life, being in the middle, and then representing the thieves, one on each side. And so it's in the same orientation right there. Pretty phenomenal to have a fountain right there. But I wouldn't understand the significance of it till today, which is mind-blowing. So today, the Lord had me come out here, and He had produced some scriptures for me. Zechariah, He has been showing me for the past 3 weeks, you're the apple of my eye. I didn't know what that meant. I was actually rather uncomfortable with that. I didn't know what to make of it. I showed it to Corey several times, and I was like, what does that mean, the apple of your eye? I mean, I'm uncomfortable with that. I know you love us all the same. I know I've been an end-time harbinger, but still, I was still kind of uncomfortable with it. And then I had Tammy and Cammy, who make the beanies for me. They called me last night, and they were telling me about this supernatural property swap that they did where they were able to trade off some land and get a house, a really nice house. And we had prayed together. I prayed with them that the Lord would open that door for them. And He did. And they ended up with this crazy deal where someone just swapped deeds with them for some property they had and gave them this amazing house. And they called me last night, and we were chatting. And while we were chatting, they told me they had gone over to this new house, and that the owner's wife was walking them around the property, just showing them, the different plants, like this is this, this is this. And then the owner's wife said, and this is Jonathan, and she presented a tree to them. And of course, Tammy and Cammy were like, what did you say? And the lady goes, did you say Jonathan? And the lady goes, yeah, this is Jonathan. This is our apple tree. It's got the best apples. Well, obviously, when they said that to me, I was like, what did you say? Because they had no idea about the apple of my eye thing. So anyway, I was just blown away yesterday when they told me that. I told them the testimony on the phone of how in the past 3 weeks the Lord has shown me over and over again supernaturally, you're the apple of my eye. And I like I said, I'm uncomfortable with that because I know He loves us all the same, but I know, that I have a very special place in what I do, my ministry. And so anyway, I was telling them, the stories, and even in the mail a couple weeks ago, someone sent me Zechariah and said, whoever touches you touches the apple of my eye. So as y'all know, the other day, I told y'all I had a rough week, the last couple of weeks. I went in for a CAT scan on my throat, some got stuck. And I got shot in my right eye with a laser, and I mean, I've lost part of my field of vision now. I got hit right in the pupil with a pretty strong laser from a CAT scan, and I was like, what the heck? And I came home and I told Corey, I'm like, man, this was like intentional. The guy said, yeah, make sure you close your eyes because the laser could get you. And I was like, that's crazy. Shouldn't you give me some eye protection or something? And then he ran me in twice, and as soon as I came out, I seen a red spot on the wall. And so after seeing this red spot on the wall, I was like, oh, wow. And then I'd open my eye, and my field of vision, whatever's in the center of my eye, is blurred out. I was like, that's insane. And I came home, and I prayed, and I said, Lord, what the heck's going on? And he showed me attack by the enemy, counterattack, attack. And so, you know, I called up the little emergency clinic where I went, because I know the guy, and I said, hey, Mike, you know, I just want to let you know. And he's like, oh, no, that's not from that. Well, I did. My eye was fine until I walked in the room. Then I walked in. The guy said, hey, be careful because there's a laser. Next thing you know, I have a big red spot in my eye. So anyway, so this morning I got up, and again, the Lord showed me, you're the apple of my eye. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with that, Lord. You know, I know Tammy and Cami told me the story of this apple tree, and this is Jonathan. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to receive that, to be honest. And so then I heard the Lord tell me, I want you to read Zechariah 2, which has the scripture, whoever toucheth you, toucheth the apple of his eye. And so he walked me to Zechariah, and as I started reading it, I broke down the word, apple and eye, and it literally means pupil of the fountain. That's what apple means, pupil of the fountain. Then I looked outside, and I'm like, what the heck? There's a fountain outside. Never thought of this until just a few minutes ago. Then I heard the Lord tell me, look straight down on that fountain. Look straight down from above on that fountain right there. And so I did, and I just about flipped out. I mean, then he told me to understand that Zechariah 2 was meant for me to give to y'all. So I'll give you Zechariah 2. And it's an admonition, just letting everyone know the King's coming. I guarantee it.